Hi, I'm Chef Tiffany Nicole, and welcome to A Recipe for Life. Hey everybody, it's Chef Tiffany Nicole here, and we are back with another episode of A Recipe for Life. Today I have two very special guests. I have Meashalik and Broderick Knox, and for them today I have made my southern fish cake. So the inspiration I got from this was my granny used to make us salmon croquettes all the time, and I am not, as I've grown up, too big of a fan of like fish that's inside of a can. So I figured out another way to make this and kind of recreate and still honor her legacy in this dish. So I recreated this dish for them today. I have paired it with an arugula salad and a southern corn and lima bean succotash. So and today, here we have Meashalik and Broderick. And so, I'm so happy to cook. I was just telling Chris before I got here, I said, listen, I'll be cooking the best that I cook all week. Anytime I do
really?
Girl, listen.
Well, hey, let me tell you, I'm excited.
Yes.
Because this looks so good.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have you guys. I want y'all to go ahead and dig in and let me know what y'all think. It's a little spicy.
I'm here for the spice. Him not so much.
It's not bad because I cannot take spice at all.
Really?
No, I can't. At all.
So they're like your kryptonite.
Yeah, spice is just not a thing that I can do for real. So.
Is this like salmon croquette?
It is, but it's with cod instead. So it's not. It's kind of a lighter.
That's fire.
Like a what do you say? Like a flaky white fish, kind of more.
It's giving me like crab cake vibes.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's giving.
Yeah. So
but
that's kind of the vibe of it. And so I also say it's a great alternative for people that can't have like shellfish.
Listen, that's good.
Because he's not a.
Oh, I'm not a salmon croquette type of
guy.
I love salmon croquettes. He can't handle it.
It's not a salmon croquette. It's more. I would say it's more crab cakey, if that's the word.
That
describes it.
Listen,
this is good.
This right here
is
hidden.
Like it.
And that corn.
It's all right here.
Yeah, so the corn has a little bit of sweetness.
I like
all
that.
The different textures and flavors that come together.
There's no party in my mouth. And I'm good with that.
Favorite place for a party to be. Listen, when I'm eating, enjoying. Yes. See, I love a girl that loves to eat and is a foodie like me. You know, some of these girls like, let me get a little something. No.
That's not me. It's not her.
I'm gonna need a real.
I'm here for the whole meal.
Yeah,
not just a cute salad. The greenery is nice.
Right.
This is where the party is.
Right.
But no, this is good.
Thank you. I'm so glad you guys.
You did that. What is this on the top?
So it's a little like Cajun aioli. So it's a little spicy.
Oh,
he loves anything aioli. That is
really yeah. So that's what.
Anytime we go somewhere, you got some aioli sauce.
Yeah.
I'm like, this type of establishment.
Yeah, you don't get aioli where I'm from.
No, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Eudora, Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Down in the south, about 8 miles from Louisiana, about 20 from Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
So they still grow cotton down there.
Are you serious?
Literally.
What
yeah.
in the world?
You see droves and droves of cotton fields.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That is interesting. Last week, the guest also was from Arkansas.
Oh, really?
The wife was from here.
See, yeah.
So,
because I was there.
You know?
Here he goes. So Arkansas.
In Arkansas, boy.
They're from
about here, boy.
El Dorado.
Okay. Yeah, the little E. Yeah, I'm from the big E.
Oh.
Eudora.
Population, how many?
2,000.
Hey,
but it's all good.
It's all good.
You know
Good with the 2,000. We know. Everybody know everybody.
Everything is amazing.
That is true.
Hello and welcome back again to A Recipe for Life. So here is just a safe space that I've created to really just dig into different folks' journeys throughout life and marriage and entrepreneurship and just overcoming different obstacles. For me, what I found throughout my journey is that hearing other folks, share their testimony, share their stories, is what's been, super helpful for me, and just staying through it and, getting through some of the hardest times, because I think a lot of times you feel super isolated going through different things, but when you hear like, oh man, this person I look up to you too, or this person who, I follow for whatever reason also went through this, or we can relate here, it just makes it that much more easy, and there's just so much to learn from so many different people. So the idea is to get as many conversations throughout different community members and entrepreneurs, small business owners, and just folks in the community, which is why I have you good folks here today. So let's just go straight into the conversation. What is a meal that you just have a great memory about, or that just ties to something that you'll never forget, that feels really nostalgic for you? I know a lot of times when I ask this question, what we are finding is that it's way more about like what was going on during the meal. Like it's never really about the rice or the potatoes. It's like, yes, they were good, but
Yes.
this is why. So what would that meal be for you?
Well, you kind of brought it up when you were talking about the meal that you prepared today, which is salmon croquettes. So I love salmon croquettes. He doesn't. I do, more or less because it has to do with my mom and my grandmother. That's something that we would all kind of get in the kitchen. We make, of course, it definitely stinks. But it's the conversation that came with it. It was those, key inspirational things that we got, and just really being able to be with one another during that time. So that's one of my meals that I like.
I love that. Yeah, my grandmother used to make it all the time, and actually it's so funny because it's one of my husband's favorites, and he would eat it with like rice and peas or something like that.
Yes.
And for me, it's like I hate peas, completely full stop. Like no, and I'm not. I mean, I like salmon croquettes when I was younger. I think as I just got older, it's kind of like nah.
Not so much because you have a choice now.
Yeah, and I don't have to. Like I just don't have to ever have it.
See, I don't get it often. I think that's why I like it. It's one of those maybe once a year type things. So
It ain't with me, I'll tell you that right now. This brother ain't eat no salmon croquette.
So what is your meal or?
Oh, let me break it down to you.
Okay.
So the meal brings everything back into fruition for me is sloppy joes. When I was a kid, listen, when I was a kid, I knew when we was having sloppy joes, my mama got her food stamps. You hear me? We got them food stamps in. And listen, and I couldn't eat them with a dirty house. It was the weirdest thing, but I could not eat them in a dirty house. So sloppy joes.
I want you to dig off into that.
Oh.
Why come the house couldn't be dirty?
that's what I used to always ask. Like I'm confused.
One of the things about me, I'm a neat freak. Like everything has its place. Even if you step into my office, everything has its place. And so I didn't want nothing to be out of place when I was enjoying my sloppy joes, swinging my feet, just tearing it up. But that's just it. I like order.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm the same way. As I've gotten older, when I was younger, I could care less, okay? But now I'm like, my life is insane. I can't even think straight. And my kids don't care though. That's the part that just takes me down.
No, not even
a 6-year-old and 3-year-old, and let me tell you, they don't care.
They disrespectful.
Straight out. Like kids, they get up every day to choose violence.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, kudos to you for going for two.
That part.
Well, so.
Because we're done.
That was more of the Lord's plan.
Really, that's why I say.
Because when I had a 1.5-year-old and then I was pregnant, I was like, oh, this is funny. How many children do y'all have?
One.
Y'all have more?
No.
We got one, and
No.
the one was a blessing.
Let me tell you, I'm a woman of a particular age. I don't have the needs to support another. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I feel that.
I started a little.
Late.
Yeah.
Maybe. Listen.
I was living my best life in my 20s. So the
I
30s,
have
it's a
no
little
problem
different.
with that. What happened with me is that my husband and I met when we were 17.
Oh wow.
By 19, we had our baby.
Oh man,
See,
y'all
that's
don't waste
smart,
no
right?
time.
Because you
Smart.
got when you get to our age.
Oh man.
Listen.
It was kind of like a dang.
Let me tell you.
But I had a lot of support, but still dang.
But listen, if let me tell you, I so would if I could have did it earlier, because when you think you're tired.
Yeah, okay.
The patience is not quite.
Oh, my patience. So the mama that I was at 19 and the mama that I am at 34.
It is different.
Totally different.
Totally
yeah.
different.
Oh
Because
yeah.
those little boys, and then they're boys.
And you
So
have
my
boys,
daughter,
okay.
She really made me, like, she kind of like tricked me because she was so good, so smart. I'll eat whatever, mama. Okay, you want me to clean my room up? Okay. These boys, Phoebe in particular, my 6-year-old. I'm like, Lord, I was good. What have I done to deserve?
Listen, I say I'm sorry every day. I call my mama, I'm like, I'm sorry. Cause listen, this one right here.
How old is she?
She's 7.
Oh,
Going on like 77 in my mind. Cause
yeah.
She
Yeah.
not that bad.
she has a
Daddy don't
mouth.
play that though.
But she has a mouth.
Yeah.
So not bad. Now
He's confused.
Listen.
He's like, you confused?
I must admit, okay, I admit she takes after me, which is why I know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Don't let the
Yeah.
pretty fool you.
Right.
Listen, I apologize.
Okay, so exciting. Y'all just launched y'all's photography business.
Yeah, we did. Backstory to that, about 5 years ago, I started a YouTube channel. And you know, I was big on like motivation. I still am. Motivation, inspiration. And one of the things that my wife told me, because again, I'm a guy that likes stuff in a particular order. And all I had was an iPhone. And my wife was like, well, you just need to start. So I started, you know, with the iPhone or whatever. And I was doing that for a while. And about 2 years later, she bought me a camera. And probably about 2 years, it doesn't happen with the camera. Right, what's going on with the camera?
It was just sitting there.
But then I picked it up and I began to take pictures and fell in love with it. And then to find out that I had a great uncle who had a photography studio. Never knew that. And I was like, man, why does this come so easy? It's just a natural thing. And it was like, man, you know, again, when you go through life, you have those moments or those epiphany moments to where something makes so much sense, and it's like, dang.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember one day sitting in the house, and this is after taking a whole lot of pictures and doing what it is I do, take pictures at church. And of course, if you're taking pictures at church, people automatically go think you're a photographer. Like, hey, take some pictures for me.
Yeah, it's like,
Exactly.
And I was sitting at home, and I was telling my wife, dang, man, I got to figure out another way to make some money. And she was like, listen, dude, I don't want to hear nothing else about you making no money until you do something with that photography stuff that you be doing up there in that room in the middle of the night. I was like, all right. And so I set a date, June the 20th, which was my birthday. And I said, dude, we'll just go forward. We'll move, we'll do whatever it is that we got to do. And we made it happen.
oh, I love that
So
story.
we're here.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I'll say, husbands, get you a great wife, a great woman, not that's gonna be behind you, but that's gonna be beside you, and that has the ability to see your gifts even when you can't. That'll preach. The ability to see your gifts even when you can't. You know, because sometimes as men, we get so down and we're so hard on ourselves, and you have to have that soft, great helpmate, right? That can, you know, see past the flaws, see past the mistakes, and that can see the gifts in the potential that you have. And that's what my wife did and does for me.
Oh, I love that.
Hey.
I love that story. I never went to culinary school. I wasted my parents' money and went to OU, actually. Got that degree and was like, what is this for?
Exactly.
And so my mom was like, I wish you knew you loved cooking before we spent all that money.
Because listen,
But
me
the
too.
word on
Look,
the
me
road.
too.
Well, so the thing was, you know, it always felt like that's what you do. You go to high school and you go to college, you know?
That's all we were told.
And that's all we were taught. Like, the idea of not going to college felt like, girl, you ain't doing nothing with your life. Like, you know
Exactly,
what I mean?
exactly.
And so now, you know, I never thought that like cooking could be like a real.
Right.
I was just like, well,
Right.
my grandmother does it, but she at the church, like she ain't really. She's older, like she can do that.
Exactly.
And so,
Who's your grandma?
Francis,
Oh,
where
Lord.
in the kitchen.
Oh, I
of the church,
love.
yes.
Oh, that's,
yeah.
that's my grandma too.
Listen,
Yeah,
you
grandma
cannot tell
Frankie.
him
Oh, that's
otherwise.
And so yeah, but yeah, I think that's so cool that, you know, people chase passions that they may not like have professional training to do, or because I mean, even with my dad, like he was a jazz musician for what 12? Well, really longer than that, but professionally, 12 years, and I mean, couldn't read a lick of music.
Wow.
But it was just like a God-given talent.
Yes.
Most influential people, I think everybody has that person. I think it changes from season to season, right?
I agree.
I don't think there's just, you know, I think if you ask me, it's going to be a different person depending on what I'm going through in life. But who do you
yeah.
think,
I agree.
for y'all, who would be like the most influence or just somebody that sticks out? And I know a lot of people say, oh, my mom or my dad.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say because they really are.
Well, it is. But I want y'all to dig past that because I think that that's been the answer. And mamas and daddies, we love y'all. We really do.
Oh, let me go.
And y'all have, yes, but like, is there like a person that's maybe even outside of family that you would think that's just like, you know what? This person really left an impact on my life and my journey in this way. And it could be from like parenting, like, or marriage and relationships, or from business, or, you know, just different areas of your life. So it don't have to be just, you know, like from a business perspective. It could be from anything else. Or it can be somebody you don't really know. Because that's happened to me too.
I'll let you take that first because I'm still thinking.
Well, that's easy for me. I remember when I met my wife, it's about to be 12 years ago. July 23rd, we'd be married 11 years. But I remember when I met her, I was a 28-year-old, just really trying to find my way. Now, she can't use her parents, but I will use her parents. Right? Because her dad had a huge impact on the man I am today.
I love that.
And I tell you, he came in my life in a season to where I didn't want to hear nothing about church. I didn't want to hear nothing about the Bible. I didn't want to hear nothing about that stuff because I heard it all my life. And so now I see this man who's always gregarious and he's always laughing, and I'm like, dude, he's fake. Like,
You're
no
not
way. No way.
All the time.
He is happy all the time like that, right? So about 3 months into it, I'm like, dude, this dude is real. So one day we was having a conversation, and in this conversation I said, you know, just testing him out a little bit. And I said, you know, the Bible says, man, you know, somebody hit you on one cheek, you know, you turn the other one. I said, now, somebody drug your character, if somebody talked about you, and somebody did all this to just be derogatory towards your name, would you turn your other cheek? And he looked at me and he said, son, I think I could. And so 10 years from that point last year, I actually seen this play out.
Oh, wow.
And guess what he did? He turned the other cheek.
Wow.
And I was like, man. So many times in our life, right, we hear God and we hear the Bible. And it's very rare that we get to see it in somebody. Oh my God, it's very rare. And that's why I pride myself on being the sermon that people see.
I love
because
that.
he was the sermon I saw. And it changed my life. So yeah, her dad.
What's interesting about that is my husband has a similar story.
Wow.
Because he, so he was raised like around his dad and, you know, his mom and everything, but more with mom because that's where he lived. But he was around my dad before my dad passed away for, I guess it was 2 or 3 years. And he always says like he left such an impression on me and just changed, you know, the way I look at what it means to be a man, what it means to have a family, what it means to live a life that's leaving a legacy for someone, and just to be a person of character, and, you know, to really just live that and mean it, because, you know, I think a lot of times, especially black men, you know, we get raised by, or, you know, our men get raised by just like some unfavorable situations sometimes.
Absolutely.
And so to see that for him was really life changing.
Yeah.
So I love that that's the
Oh
story.
yeah, listen, I was raised by my mom.
Yeah.
And she did all she could do, but she couldn't teach me how to be a man.
Right.
And so at 28 years old, and even now at 41, dude, I am.
You're 41.
Yes, I
Oh
am.
my goodness. I was like, they probably around my age. This one-
I mean, no, he older. I'm still not 30. Me not 30 yet. No shade for 40 people. But I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
She's not there yet. Who's that influence on your life?
Oh man, so many
I
people.
know it's hard because I'm gonna just really be honest, because her mom and dad, they the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
so.
when it comes to marriage, relationships.
If this is your parents, I
But
want you to be
no.
real.
Well, it truly, I mean, honestly, it is my parents, but I have met so many different people throughout my life. So it's hard for me to just say one. I've had people, teachers in high school. I've had professors in college. Supervisors that gave me a chance coming out of, college with no experience. So, and the blessing part about it, they all are women that saw something in me, motivated me, saw me doing something I had no business doing, and was like, hey, get that together. But it was some type of, don't do us. Don't do it. He's a hater. He wish he went there.
Where'd you go?
University of Arkansas at Monticello.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't know nothing. Exactly. Exactly. Because he wish he went to HBC, but it's okay.
I do too.
It's nothing
Shout
like it. Listen, nothing like it.
And I wanted to go to Howard.
Okay.
I applied for Howard and I applied for Prairie View and ended up going to OU.
How did that happen?
So OU is my family school.
Oh, okay.
And so my daddy,
how did that happen?
Yeah, my daddy was just
Yeah, this is where you're
well,
going.
I went and checked out Howard without you.
That's not how that goes.
I just don't think I just don't really think you would like
I
it.
can
I was like, but in his defense, I graduated high school at 17 or 16.
Oh, okay.
A year early, and they were in LA at the time living, and I would have been way.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
He was like, "Girl, 16."
Yeah,
like,
that ain't
you
happening.
ready for that, like,
Gone up
I
the
was
street.
ready for
In your mind.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. I'm doing it.
Okay, I'm sorry, I cut you off. What's up?
No.
I just started.
Let me say, that's the best flowage for me. It's just that.
Yeah.
Too. But no, that's kind of my thing. I just can't say one.
Yeah.
I have to, give everybody in my life, family, friends, everybody credit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be who I am without any of them.
Yes, I agree with that.
The thing that I will leave you with is you have to be willing to go through the process to get the end result. And what I mean by that, listen, everybody wants the cake, but nobody wants to be the flour. Nobody wants to be the eggs. Everybody just wants to be, they just want to be the cake. But you got to understand that there is a process that takes place to get to the cake. So as long as you're willing to go through the process, the end result is possible.
Man, that's good. That is good. Can I add to that? Yes. So I listened to this podcast. We'll be talking about podcasts.
Yes.
With Tony Evans.
Oh yeah,
I love him too. And
yes.
Yeah, he's amazing. But he was saying, he was like, have you ever made a whole chicken in the oven? And he was like, the outside may look, it's really hot in there, and the outside looks so pretty and so golden brown, and then you stick a fork in there and be like, wait a second, it's still good.
Exactly.
And they were saying, but the chicken can't say, well, it's hot in here, so I'm done.
Exactly.
And so it's like the same way with us, is that we can't, if we're going through God's process, whatever He has going through, we can't be like, well, Lord, listen, I'm done.
I'm done. Well, you ain't ready because I'm ready.
Yeah,
You still rolling inside.
Exactly.
And
That's
so
good.
that just really stuck with me. I actually heard it last week.
I love that.
On my morning little, start of my day. But anyways, just to add to what you were saying.
Oh, that was good. Are you waiting on me?
Yes.
My recipe for life would be just to love, really. God is love. So at the end of the day, when you start your journey, start your morning, start your day, walk in love. Because again, this world, baby, it holds nothing back. So if you lead in love, I think you always win.
I love that. I agree with that, and I love it. Well, I appreciate you guys. This has been great. It's so great to have conversations with folks that are kind of in your network that you may never have had a full conversation with, and you realize how much more you have in common with people. It's like, man, you got like
exactly
so
right.
much
I never did.
Yeah, and so I love that. I love it. Well, yeah, I mean, even with like friendship growing stuff, like so many people I don't really know.
Yes.
So I just kind of go through like,
I don't.
Right.
So, but it's so great to like really have this conversation with you all and
Yes.
get to know you guys on different levels. So,
I
but
agree.
now when we
Thanks
see
for-
each other,
Right.
And thanks for inviting us. I know when
Absolutely.
Broderick told me, I was like, what did you want?
Yes.
So we are definitely honored, and
Absolutely.
thank you for inviting us. This has been fun.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Exciting.
I definitely encourage you to keep going, keep doing exactly what it is that you're doing.
Yes.
And I pray that everything that you put your hands to,
Absolutely.
right, that success and everything your heart desires will be there.
I appreciate that. I really, really do. And I need that. Because let me tell you, it be looking like she's really doing it. I'm getting home like, Lord.
Exactly.
Have y'all seen that Whitney Houston picture with her?
Yeah, with her, she like,
it's like,
do you hear me?
sweaty and a hot mess. Like, God, I'm trying to balance these kids. I'm trying to
That, but you know that's the part that people don't see, right? Because in order for people to see the glitz and the glamour, it takes a spouse. It takes somebody to, you know, okay, kids, you know, come on, let's go. It's bedtime. Let's hit it. Or okay, I got the dishes today. Or I got dinner today. You go upstairs and do all the headshots you had to do, or whatever.
Right.
Because if the family ain't right and that conversation is not there,
right. Yeah.
that entrepreneurship is not gonna be there.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. This has been an amazing conversation. A lot of great points were made. I appreciate you guys for being here.
Thank you.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun to get to know you guys a little better and just see all of the things that we have in common. And I love that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation tonight. And thank you for tuning in to A Recipe for Life.